It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
This fall, reproductive health care access is on the ballot in nearly a dozen states. Meanwhile, we're now learning more about the effects of abortion restrictions enacted at the state level after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade 2 years ago. John Yang reports.
Amna, ProPublica found at least 2 women in Georgia who died after being unable to get either a legal abortion or timely medical care. Official state committees examining pregnancy-related deaths concluded that both were preventable. Georgia law says a physician can go to prison for performing an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy. The law does have an exception to prevent the death of a pregnant woman, but physicians say there's no guidance on how to interpret that. Kavitha Sarana is the ProPublica journalist who reported this story. Kavitha, your story illustrates 2 aspects of this Georgia law. The first case involving Amber Nicole Thurman. She tried to get an abortion out of state, missed her appointment for a traffic jam, of all things, and so was prescribed a medication abortion. What happened to her?
Right, and it's important to make clear that abortion medication, major medical organizations and studies have consistently found that they are safe and effective when taken appropriately, but they can cause complications. And if complications happen, patients should go to the hospital right away and expect to receive a DNC procedure. That's the same kind of procedure that's used for both abortions and miscarriage care to remove any fetal tissue that remains. So what we know is that Amber had complications. She went to the hospital and doctors waited 20 hours to provide a DNC. They talked about it multiple times. They monitored her as her blood pressure fell, her organs began failing, and ultimately when they did intervene, it was too late to save her life. The Maternal Mortality Review Committee reviewed this case, and they agreed that it was preventable, and they said that the largest impact was the delay in receiving a DNC procedure. They said that there was a good chance if doctors had done it sooner that her life could have been saved.
Why did the doctors delay?
We don't know what was going through the doctors' heads, and the hospitals did not respond to requests for comment. A lot of lawmakers that have passed these abortion bans, and not just Georgia's, have promised that they have exceptions for the life of the mother or medical emergencies, but they're written in ways that experts say are confusing and not rooted in science. They threaten prison time if a prosecutor decides that they're not followed correctly, and doctors have told me that this type of threat, it can really change the dynamics of how they interact with patients. In fact, we've reported a lot of in-depth stories about this kind of delay in care where doctors have explained exactly how it changed the way that they were treating patients. Even if they do feel like they can go ahead, sometimes they also have to convince lawyers and nurses and other colleagues to participate who have the right in some states, like Georgia, not to participate in any abortion-related care.
The second case involved a woman named Candy Miller. She avoided doctors. She navigated a medication abortion on her own. Do we know why she didn't go to a doctor?
Well, one of the first things that's important to know about this case is that Candy Miller, who was a 41-year-old mother of 3, had a lot of medical complications. She had diabetes, lupus, and hypertension, and her doctors actually told her that it would be dangerous for her to go through another pregnancy and may even threaten her life. And these abortion exceptions do not have any kind of exception that addresses this situation. They're really limited to emergencies, not situations where a patient's condition may become an emergency later. So because abortion was outlawed, her family says she ordered pills online from overseas and took them at home. Again, these pills, they can cause complications and patients should go to the hospital if that happens. From what we know, she did experience some pain. The abortion didn't complete according to an autopsy, and her family's understanding was that abortion was outlawed and people could go to jail for having an abortion. That's not clear from Georgia law. Courts have ruled that women cannot be prosecuted for their own abortion, but there's been a lot of confusion around this. And Candy was found with fentanyl and other medicines in her system. It's not clear why she took them or where she got them.
This law was hailed by Republican lawmakers, by the Republican governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp. He said he was overjoyed when it took effect. You reached out to Governor Kemp's office with your reporting, presented your reporting, and what did they say to you?
Yes, many of the Republicans who passed these laws have consistently waved off these kind of concerns. When we reached out to Governor Kemp's office to tell them about our reporting, they called this kind of reporting fear-mongering. The thing is, it's not news or surprise that abortion bans are unclear or can cause confusion or are dangerous for women's health. Ever since they were written, doctors, major medical organizations, patients who've had these experiences themselves have been speaking up about warning that these bans are not clear and could lead to women dying unnecessarily. And in some states, even, there's been efforts to propose small changes, the kind of changes doctors say would help them avoid situations of delayed care. But over and over again, we've seen major anti-abortion organizations oppose these changes.
Both these cases happened in 2022, shortly after the court overturned Roe v. Wade. Why is it just now that we're learning about the conclusions of the review boards?
That's why ProPublica is continuing to report on this topic. The fact that these cases happened in 2022, it's just a sign of how hard they are to track down. Often families aren't even aware of all the circumstances. Now, every state does have a committee that reviews maternal deaths, and they look at the root causes and make some findings about them. But those committees are about 2 years behind and just now starting to look at cases that happened after Roe was overturned and these abortion bans came into effect. So we have a lot of reason to believe that there are more women whose stories have been impacted by the inability to get a legal abortion in their state, and we're continuing to work on bringing them to light.
Kavitha Serrano of ProPublica, thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Can someone track down the women Kamala Harris says are bleeding out in park?
Present. I'm right here. I had a 19-day miscarriage in Idaho because of the abortion regulations. I was turned away not from one ER, but 2 ERs. Technically 3, because I walked into one and they said they wouldn't help me and I had to walk out. On day 8, I went to the 3rd official ER that I got checked into, and I never did receive a DNC. They gave me 1 dose of pain medicine in 19 days. I continued to suffer exponentially for the next 11 days. I blacked out in my hallway due to blood loss. I stopped eating, so my daughter stopped eating. So I had to eat with tears running down my face because it was actually painful to eat because I was in so much pain. Everything hurt. But my daughter needed to eat, so I was not about to make her not eat because I wasn't eating. I developed a heart condition called AFib. It means my heart doesn't work right anymore. And it fucks up. So if I get too excited, too hot, too much in pain, too traumatized, if somebody yells at me too much, my heart fucks up. And so I have to regulate for my heart to keep active, otherwise I could have a heart attack and die. I have to deal with these side effects for the rest of my life because of abortion laws. And I can't control other people's actions, I can only control what I can do. But yeah, women are bleeding out in parking lots. I actually have a pinned video of me saying, they're gonna just let me fucking bleed out here, if you want to refer to that. But I'm present. Hi, my name's Carmen. You can Google Carmen Brewster and find the ABC article, the Insider article. Yeah. You can find a whole bunch. BuzzFeed. But yeah, we exist.
Today is Friday, September 20th, the year is 2024. When Roe versus Wade was reversed, and in states where they now have made abortion practically illegal. The people who wrote these laws and changed these laws knew that women would die. They knew that women were going to have procedures, and they knew this. They knew that people were going to die. In fact, they have, in some cases, celebrated the deaths of some of these women who died from an unfortunate abortion procedure. These men who are trying to control women's reproductive rights, these men who have no business in being involved in that at all, don't care if these women die. They don't care. And more women will die. There have already been women who died in other states and come close to death, or can never have children again in every state where they've enacted these laws. And these white men do not care. They don't care about you, your wives or girlfriends or whatever's going on. They don't care. Y'all doing with some ruthless ass motherfuckers. They don't give a shit. They just don't care. They're just horrible ass people. They are horrible ass people, and they don't care. They're not gonna care. And those of you who are in that position, and it could happen to anybody who's having sex. If you're a woman having sex, you could show up pregnant. And don't forget, my mother was on birth control pill, and guess who showed up? My black ass. Hey! Right here. Gay and all. She wasn't expecting that one. Some of y'all seem to think, we got some people who just don't care. This is how I feel about abortion. For me, I've learned to mind my personal business. I've had friends, I've had family members, I've had associates, women, all women who've had abortions. Family members, cousins, sisters, aunts. That's their personal, private business. At that time, for whatever reason, they could not viably have that child. We're going to see more and more women in some horrible situations because of these laws. And the men who wrote these laws don't care. They just don't care. They don't care about shit anyway. I don't know why y'all think Republicans, they're family orientated. Yeah, right. Every time I hear somebody say Republicans family orientated, I just want to take a baseball bat and knock them across their damn head. I'm like, y'all the most ignorant motherfuckers ever. Most ignorant motherfuckers ever. If you don't want an abortion, don't have one. You don't like abortion? Oh, that's easy. Don't have one. But I feel so sorry for these women who died, and the many more women who will die, because they live in states where these people just don't give a fuck. And if you don't have the financial means to run someplace, and in an emergency, it's kind of hard to get to North Carolina, and you live in Atlanta, and you got to be there by ambulance in 30 minutes or less. Or they're going to do life flight you, which they have done in some states, life flighted women to different states because they couldn't do the procedures that they needed in the state that they lived in. What kind of shit is that? Is this the type of world we want to live in? And if you notice, Georgia has not put on the ballot and let voters vote it. Instead of letting letting them vote and decide if they want abortion and giving everybody the right, that Georgia ain't doing that. They're like, oh no, we're not giving y'all that opportunity. Other states have given them the opportunity, Ohio, Kansas, and then voters shot that shit down and said, oh no, we want abortion to be a legal option in our state. More women are going to die in these states with these abortion laws, and I really don't think nobody cares. None of them Republicans, they don't give a fuck. They're disgusting. I cannot stand them disgusting Republicans. They are really, really disgusting individuals. They're horrible. Just disgusting. And that vice president candidate, he said something, and after finding out 2 women died, this man made a disgusting comment about that situation. And they're going to allow more women to die because they don't care. And unfortunately, the sad part is the vast majority of these women are going to be dying of minorities because these women that died here in Georgia were all black. There have been 2 to 3 deaths and they were all black. women. One was pregnant with twins, and she wasn't going to be able to carry those twins. And she found out too late. One was pregnant, and she knew, they told her if she had another baby, she was going to die. They both went to other states to get help. One got to the appointment too late for the abortion, so they gave her some pills. Her and her boyfriend, they gave her some pills and sent her back home. That turned out to be a disaster. They ended up leading to her death. I would have hung around another day for that abortion. But see, some of y'all, once again, because I hear some of y'all can see you, and they need to have an abortion anyway. Mind your motherfucking business. If people just mind their own motherfucking business, we can get so much shit accomplished in this world. Minding your own business. Like me, right now, minding my own business in my own home. Doing what's best for Walter. Mind your motherfucking business, bitches. I don't get it. I ain't never understood that shit. I ain't got time to be worried about what all these other folks doing. I worry about what's going on in my house. And ain't shit going on right now, but 2 dogs in their cages that need to go outside. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going to take them outside to use the bathroom. But more women will die. I know, and then last night, I don't know if y'all saw the Oprah special. They did a live town hall. It was really good, and it was broadcast on the internet. You can catch it on YouTube. You can rewatch it. I watched the whole thing, and I was really. Miss Harris has my vote. You know, she has my vote. I don't care what other people have to say. I can't, but I'd rather vote. I have to vote for Ms. Harris because I cannot vote for Donald Trump. That's just not happening. I'm waiting for early voting to start so I can go ahead and vote and get it on out the way. That was I was trying to find some snippets because the mother and sisters of one lady who died was on that Oprah special. If you can look at it, man, it was sad. It was really sad. Broke my heart. But we live in a state. Georgia doesn't even have Medicare for the average. I mean, Georgia's a fucked up ass state. That's why everybody's saying, I'm coming to Atlanta. I say, okay. You better keep your medical care in another state if you know like I know. Georgia's a fucked up ass state for me coming down here. If you got any serious health issues, this is the wrong place to come to. If you know like I know, you're going to be in trouble. Kidney failure, heart problems, all this shit, stay up north. Don't come here. You'll never get a kidney down here. Shit, you'll die waiting for that damn kidney. Know like I know, stay up north or wherever you at before you get resolve those medical issues there before you come in fucked up ass Georgia, because you're gonna be in for one hell of a surprise down here when you get no treatment. But anyway, I saw that special last night. I want y'all, if y'all get a moment, to go check it out. You know, I'm not for against abortion, or I'm not for against it, but it's that their right to choose. You know, I'm not for taking that right away from someone, especially if it ends up in them having an abortion that could lead to them dying. No one should have to have a medical procedure that ends with them possibly dying because they can't have a medical procedure done. It's kind of ass backwards. These women should not have died. This is sad. And indicative, and y'all them people, I ran around watching TV special last night. They had a Trump boat parade. I said, oh, Lord, when is the Titanic? Where's the sharks to jump out the water and eat them damn people? I can't stand them damn Trump supporters. You're Trump supporters, please block me and go about your ignorant life, because I can't stand y'all. You two just too ignorant for me. Just way too ignorant. Them Trump supporters are sickening. Well, what is this? Well, I am going to take a shower. I have to get out. Well, first I got to take these dogs. I didn't take them out right now. And because I got to get some stuff done. Today is Friday. Don't feel like a Friday, but it's Friday, September 20th. The Friday is the end of the week. The weather's nice and cold. It's going to be 90 degrees today. Yeah, this broke my heart watching that stuff about these women who were dying. But I think we're going to see more and more women die. Because these people, these men who have wrote these laws and put these laws in place, and these people who are they don't care. They claim to be Christian in religion. You know, I'm not really a fan of all these fake Christian people. They say one thing and do something else. I cannot stand these fake religious people. I've met so many fake religious people in my lifetime growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, and them niggas was in there doing fornication and adultery and every damn thing under the sun. I despise growing up as a Jehovah's Witness. It was horrible. But don't ask me. I was the only person that couldn't stand that mess. I was not the only one. There's tons of videos about people who can't stand that Jehovah's Witness religion. But these men who wrote these laws are going to kill a lot of women, and they just don't care. They don't give a fuck. So that's why it's important to get out there. You know, in the state of Georgia, we might be screwed because we don't have, there's too many Republicans in control. And they're not going to put that on the ballot and let people vote. And rather than add making abortion a constitutional right, that's not going to happen with them in control. They're not doing that. So anyway, today is Friday, September 20th, the year is 2024. I look forward to reading you all's comments. And please check out that Oprah special if you can. It's on YouTube. It was a live stream. Very good. I enjoyed it. Check it out and let me know what you think. And you guys have a great Friday. I'm out.